The Big 12 Experience Championship Weekend Preview and Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use our sign-up code, baby, TCESGPN, to claim your special pick and first-time deposit. Offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That is Underdog Fantasy, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rebet, new sportsbook available in 45 states. Download that Rebet app in the store. Promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit. Match up to $100. That is Rebet, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college hoops, college football, and NFL with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM today. Welcome, everybody, into the Big 12 College Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Oh, buddy, we made it to championship weekend, and just like everybody drew it up, Iowa State, which Rush had Iowa State in there. I don't think any of us had Arizona State, though. So shout out to the Sun Devils, preseason number 16, and for what it's worth, I think we all were on the under, and Colby included. So shout out to the Sun Devils, one of the best stories in college football, overachieving in year one. Kenny Dillingham, we were high on the hire. We loved him, the trajectory of the program headed into year two. We thought year three would be the year that they did this, but a year early. Shout out to the Sun Devils. Let's go. But first, introductions. I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. We got a full house today. First up, you guys know him from the Ryan and Rush show. He is born in Provo, Utah. They're getting screwed.
No kidding.
In Iowa. They're in the finals. He used to live in Morgantown, West Virginia. He move. The 2025 Big 12 champion Mountaineers, that'll be. He is the co-host of the Ryan and Rush show. Rambling Rush, what's up, man?
I kind of forgot it was conference championship weekend for a second there. With everything going on in our neck of the woods, with Neil Brown, Ryan, it's been crazy over there. It's been a crazy week for not a West Virginia game going on, but hey, I love conference championship weekend. I know we're going over all these games. We'll save the Big 12 for last, but how cool is it that West Point's getting a game?
Oh, dude, I mean, I would argue, like, I know that the TMZ games are tomorrow. I like the games better tonight. Like a game at Boise, a game at West Point, a game at Jack State, a 2-year program. That guy's a pretty good coach. We'll get to it here in a minute. But third man in the booth, you guys know him he's over there at the college basketball pregame show, always fighting a family civil war, whether it's Stillwater, awful year, Fort Worth, Waco, hello, Dave Aranda's back, out east to Orlando, up to Cincinnati, out west to Tucson with David Matola. He is the Big 12 guru, a.k.a. Troy Chewning. What's up, man?
When you say it's cool that there's a game in West Point, you mean that it's going to be freezing fucking cold with the whole side of the stadium exposed because they still haven't filled in the where they're updating the bleachers in that stadium, right? It's still wide open down one whole side. Oh, my gosh.
Well, no, the game's at Foxborough. The game's at Foxborough tonight.
Oh, still cold as fuck.
Yeah, it's at Foxborough, but it's going to be cold as shit still.
Dude. No, it's at Mitchie.
No, it's at West Point.
It's at Mitchie. Man.
Like, West Point's getting this game. It's a home game.
This is at Mitchie.
I thought that it was supposed to be at Foxborough the whole time. Did they switch this?
I have no clue. But
I always thought it was
at Mitchie.
Yeah, I have it right here. Yeah, it's at Army.
Well, that makes it even better, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Woof, 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 dog right there, right off the bat.
Because for weeks and weeks, it was supposed to be at Foxborough. And I guess
isn't that Army Navy?
Last year it was at Foxborough.
No, Army Navy's at FedEx.
This year it's at FedEx, right?
Yeah, but it was at Foxborough last year.
Interesting. Well, maybe Colby sprinkled some false information on me, so I'll blame Colby on that one. But yeah, let's go. All right, let's no reason to beat around the bush. We should get right into the games. But first, we got to talk about ourselves. Get on over there. The SGPN app is free. And reminder, the race to 15K subscribers by January 1 is on. Like, subscribe. I see how many people watch this show night in and night out. Not all of you are subscribed. It takes 2 seconds out of your day. Hit the subscribe button. It helps bring more content to this network. Help us help you grow the channel every single week, every single day. Bring 10 friends. And, subscribe, like, tell a friend. Let's go. We are also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, baby. Underdog Fantasy promo code TCE SGPN. You can stack winners on top of winners. We got the code right above Troy's name. Or head, sorry. It is above his name too, but really above his head. If you want to point to that, Troy. Yes, good job. Way to go.
I got the arm right.
Where do you want to go for your underdog pick this week for championship weekend?
I was kind of looking at some of the games tonight, just putting together one that seems there's no real juice to this one. It's only 3.8x. But we're going with the higher for Trey Stewart for Jacksonville State on half a rush and reception TD. We're also going higher on the same thing for Bryson Daly and Army for him to run one in, but it's also, rush and reception higher than a half. And then Darian Mensah for Tulane, we're going for him to throw higher than 1.5 TDs. 20-5 on the year.
Yeah, get on over there, everybody. Promo code TCE SGPN, and stay tuned. Troy will have a basketball play here in a couple hours, so you're going to want to tune into the pregame show as well. Underdog Fantasy promo code TCE SGPN.
I don't know if I'm doing that one yet, Mac.
TBD, whoever is on
TBD, it. Possibly.
We're also brought to you by Rebet, social sportsbook available in 45 states. Plenty of opportunities to get down on some more action. Download that Rebet app in the App Store and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. That is Rebet, promo code SGPN. All right, guys, let's get right into it. And let's kick it off. Right off the bat here, we got a rematch. We just saw this game last Saturday. Western Kentucky going down to Jacksonville, Alabama. Jack State, I think everybody knows the story, started 0-3. They did not know the quarterback situation yet. But I alluded to, they got a pretty good ball coach there, Rich Rod. He gets his team playing the best ball at the optimal time. They win 8 in a row. They lose a game where they kind of went quarterback by committee last week. They are laying 4.5. I'm not going to lie. I am a little worried about all the distractions with the West Virginia job. But Rich is an older, more seasoned veteran coach now. The distractions in 2007 were then. Now he's going to take care of business tonight. He's going to finish the job at Jack State. I think they blow it up, and I think they're the better team. And I think it's Rich Rod's final game as the Jacksonville State head coach, and he goes off a winner. Give me Jack State. And then he'll be the West Virginia head coach by the end of the weekend. That's my prediction.
You're on mute, Troy.
Oh, no, I am still on mute. I was going to say I like Jack State in this one. I don't think you're going to see that ground game get slowed up 2 games in a row. And, Western Kentucky won that game last week with 3 field goals in the second half. That's how they went from 10 to 19. I think Jack State might be a little pissed off about that. And although you'd have to shout out the tops. Earlier in the year, we were all doing the Cam Ward celebration. It's actually a Western Kentucky Hilltopper celebration was where it originated from. So anytime you see that, know that it's from the tops. But I'll lay it with Jack State.
You got Rush.
So nothing would make me happier if Rich Rod loses this game 13-9 and then dips out on his team to go to West Virginia. Oh man, wouldn't that be full circle?
Don't even bring that up.
I know. Well, we've been talking about it on the Ryan and Rush show. So, other people have mentioned it. We were just reading their comments. 4.5 seems like too much in this game. It was very competitive last week. I think, though, there is a case for the loser of last week becomes a winner this week. I see this being a field goal game either side. And, I'll give Western Kentucky, a little bit of love. Former Patriots quarterback in Bailey Zappi is the NCAA leader all-time for a single season in yards at Western Kentucky, almost threw for 6,000. So I'll take them to cover here. I think Jack State wins on a field goal.
Ryan, what do you think about this 58.5 after last week's low scoring affair for them to come out here and then favor Jack State by 4 and put it at 58.5 on the over under?
I like the over.
Yeah, me too. I like the complete contrarian to last week, right? Like just see the complete opposite.
I think Rich was very vanilla with the play calling last week, knowing that they probably were going to play Western Kentucky again. So
I think maybe Western Kentucky was too. They were okay settling for field goals and just kind of feeling it out, knowing that it's probably, they needed to win the game, but they knew who they were going to play if they won.
It is remarkable that we started the season as Liberty was the shoo-in to get to they were the shoo-in to win this league, and here we are, Jack State hosting Western Kentucky. Let's go. And then like as Pac-Man Jones said, Rich Rod, get this dub and then pack your shit up and get back home to the great state of West Virginia. Let's go, Jack State. Another game I'm fired up to watch here. Tulane going to Army. I was wrong and this changes my whole handicap. Tulane's laying 4.5 at Army, 27 degrees. No fucking way. Army outright. This could be Monken's. There's rumors that Monken could be on the move to a bigger and better job. I think Monken, I think Army, they have not played well in 2 weeks. Tulane laid an egg last week. I like them going up there to New York here to get beat down here. So give me the Army Black Knights to control the line of scrimmage, win the game outright. I'm not taking Tulane in 27 degrees. No way. Army, triple option. Let's go.
Now Tulane is 9-3 ATS this year, one of the better against the spread teams. But you got to think that just the simplicity of the possible, 25-degree weather, you got to take the points at least with Army. But I'm kind of with you. I think this is a money line Army play.
Yeah. I flashed this comment earlier. Our man Matty Ice One lives an hour and a half from West Point. Going to be 21 by 9 p.m.
Warm up that suit, Matty. Warm up that suit.
Army ain't losing. Army ain't losing.
Oh, dude, if it's going to be cold, obviously the wind's going to be ripping. You get a little bit of – those are mountains up there. I've been there when my buddies graduated from West Point for that ceremony. They got some mountains up there. This changes. You can't take a team from New Orleans in this type of weather. I'm with you guys. I think the play here is you got to go Army money line. But at a minimum, of course, take the points. This is going to be – I think Army just grinds it out. I would take the under in this game.
It's only at 45.5.
Yeah. This has at most 21-17 over it. Like, this is just – Army is just going to keep, just kind of feel it out first half, and then they're going to make their move mid-third quarter, early fourth quarter, and just lay it on Tulane. That's my prediction.
It would be very impressive if Tulane went up to West Point and won this game.
Oh, 100%. And I said it could be Monken's last game. Well, it will not be Monken's last game. He's going to coach Army Navy, even if he does leave after the year. I think it still is a little bit of a long shot that he leaves. It could be Sumrall's last game at Tulane. He may be on the move. He's a hot camaraderie. So, can't wait for that game as well. We're all on the Black Knights, home dog it up. All right, let's go over to the Smurf turf, baby. The Bluegrass, baby. We got UNLV, Boise. Boise laying 4.5.
These are all 4.5 spreads. Damn.
Yeah. So Boise was laying 4.5 when they went to Vegas earlier in the year. I'm kind of perplexed at why they're only laying 4.5. I know it kind of reeks a little bit, but I think everybody just loves UNLV. I'm not taking a team that plays in a dome up there in Boise on the blue turf for a chance to go to the college football playoff. We know Boise's track record in big games up there. They get the best running back in the country, maybe the best player in the country, depends who you ask. Genty runs wild again, and I'll lay it with Boise here. I think you're getting cute if you take Vegas here.
Yeah, the spot would be nice for Vegas in terms of you're playing a team with all the pressure on them if this was a neutral site conference title game. I don't think you can sway from Ashton Genty's last chance to impress, even if we believe the Heisman's already decided. I do think he kind of puts on a show here. I'll lay it on the Smurf turf with them. I don't know. It should be like a 10-point win for them.
Gentlemen, it's the Big 12 show. We need UNLV here. We need them bad to get a Big 12 team for everybody.
I was gonna say if this was a Big 12 conference game, you would take the team with all the pressure to just blow it in Boise State. But I don't know if it's the Smurf turf does kind of change all of that.
Yeah.
I'll go contrarian. I'll get cute here. I think it's going to be a dog, triple dog Friday night, boys. I'm gonna do my method. I think this has a tendency to be all dogs, so I'm gonna take all dogs tonight. And hey, if 2 out of 3 hit, I'm profitable. So that is my play for tonight. I actually don't mind UNLV in this game, though. I know what you're saying. Kind of goes against my point with Tulane going up to Army, but I feel like this is a little different. And I could see. For some reason, I just see Boise State in this game just knowing that all the pressure's on them to get that bye and be the 4 seed in this, and they know they're at home, and they just play tight. I think Boise State's going to play tight tonight. Could still grind it out with a field goal win, that sort of thing, but I think they're going to be tight.
I do think UNLV has the better quarterback.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rematch, by the way, last year of the Mountain West title game. Boise beat the shit out of them down there in Vegas. This is the first time UNLV will go.
Oh, the coin flip game, right?
Yeah, the coin flip.
Boise got in on the coin flip.
Yeah. Yep. Let's go over to action, guys. We got Ohio, Miami of Ohio. This game sucks because it's at the fucking
disgusting.
line.
Yeah, why is it inside? Why is the MAC championship indoors? What the fuck?
Seriously, like we spend all this time all year preaching we want Maction, and we love it outside and all the elements, and then we play the championship game in the Detroit Lions. With that said, both teams red hot. Ohio's won 5 in a row. So is Miami of Ohio. They both earned their way here. I think I like the Redskins, aka the Red Hawks, aka the Redskins. Give me Miami of Ohio here. I like the way that they've been finishing here. Quarterback's playing well, Gabbert. And, give me Miami of Ohio to lay the 2.5.
Just based on my best bet in this game is that they're going to go over this 44.5 because it's inside, and they have it handicapped as if it's a MAC game, but it's no longer a real MAC game because they're indoors. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Guys are a little bit faster, maybe take a little bit different angles because they're not used to the speed. Gun to the head, I would lay it with Miami, Ohio, but that's a total lean. You can write me up if you want. Complain in chat. Troy's leaning again. God damn it. But yeah, I like the over here, just the contrarian to the MAC handicap at 44.5 and them getting the speed of the indoor game.
I think the Dome favors the more talented roster, which is
Always.
Miami of Ohio. They beat them by 10 in the first meeting, and they just have the experience at quarterback. And I love their coach. I think he's great. He's always talking shit to people trying to pluck his players. Rush, where are you going?
Yeah, so like you just said, Miami of Ohio already beat Ohio earlier this year, 30-20. But that was their last loss. I want to say Ohio's due for some payback. That's what 6-7 weeks ago when that game happened. Yeah. Significant times passed, and sometimes the longer that passes, it sits with you a little longer. But I know what you're saying. This game's in Detroit, and I do think it favors the better team as well. I want to pick the Bobcats. We got Ryan friends that went there, but I'm with you. I think Miami of Ohio is the better team, and they probably deserve to win this too. So I'm going to join you guys. Miami of Ohio.
This would be a really good Beer Olympics matchup for the fans. The Bobcat fans and the Redskins fans both. I mean, we know the Ohio Bobcat might be the number one party school in the country. Yes. Definitely one of the more overlooked party schools. And, you know, when you're in Ohio, what else is there to do? You either become an astronaut and leave the planet completely because you hate Ohio, or you're stuck there drinking beer.
Next up on the slate, let's go to the Fun Belt. We got Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns playing Marshall. They did not play in the regular season. Both teams playing good ball. This game is a 7:30 game tomorrow night. Oh, there we go. Louisiana laying 5.5. It sounds like Huff is on the way out, Rush. It sounds like he is going to Southern Miss, and it sounds like Tony Gibson's going to be the next Marshall head coach coming over from NC State. I think the Raging Cajuns are better. And a cold team going down to the hot now, the heat in Louisiana. I like some Raging Cajun here to open it up here at home. Give me the Raging Cajuns to beat Marshall in the title game.
Yeah, I'm just playing the coach turmoil here. I think Lafayette gets it done by more than, I don't know. I feel like this might be a 10-point game too.
Yeah, I'm not overthinking this one. I'm with you guys. I think a little turmoil with Marshall. I do want Marshall to win this game. I know there's a weird bigger brother, little brother dynamic with West Virginia and Marshall. Personally, I like the state of West Virginia, and I hope the teams do well from there. So I want Marshall to win, but I see Louisiana, like you said, Troy, probably winning by 10 points, 2 possessions.
All righty, we'll get over to the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, and our own Big 12 here in a minute. But first, we'll shout out our sponsors. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Get on over there. Get down on Jack State over there in Army. And use our promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start claiming college hoops, college football, NFL with Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM today. All right, gentlemen, let's get over to where'd it go? All right, here. Let me update this real quick. Georgia, we're going over to the Georgia Dome, where Texas in year number 1, they said they couldn't compete. Well, they ran right through the regular season. And that mighty, mighty SEC that everybody keeps claiming to be unbeatable, that is very overrated. Texas laying 3 in the title game. Rematch of a regular season title, or regular season game. Texas, Georgia was by far the better team when they played the first meeting. Georgia didn't play well last week against Georgia Tech. Texas is coming off a big win against A&M. I just think it's a bad matchup for Texas. I think Georgia's able to neutralize Texas up front and bang with them in the trenches. And I trust Kirby Smart more than Sarkisian in a big game. They're going to have the crowd. It's at the Georgia Dome. Give me the Dogs outright over Texas.
This is what's the best way for Georgia to play more games in Atlanta handicap? And in order for them to get a bye and possibly get, Sugar Bowl into Peach Bowl, which would be staying south and then right back to Atlanta, they would have to win this game. I don't know why Texas is laying 2.5. It might be a little telling. They definitely didn't look like they were nearly able to compete with Georgia the last time they played. I like eating some of the juice if you're going to bet Texas and just play that money line. But personally, I would take the points with Georgia. I think Georgia wins this game outright.
Yeah, go Dogs.
This is easy. I don't need to over-explain it. You're giving me points with Georgia against a team they've already beaten in Atlanta in the SEC Championship. It's easy. Georgia +3 all the way.
Yeah, Texas is overrated, by the way, too. I know they wanted A&M, but Georgia, been here, done that. I'm not betting against the Dogs, especially when they were this close last year to getting it done. They get over the finish line this year. Clemson, SMU, games in Charlotte. Clemson wins. Can't kill Dabo. Clemson, defensively, I think they're able to slow down, take a page out of BYU, slow them down a little bit defensively. In my opinion, this is SMU's best test since the BYU game. And it's in Charlotte. It's going to be a true Clemson home game. Some programs just know how to get up in these big games. Georgia, we just talked about it. Same handicap, giving me points to Clemson. Best coach in that league. Give me Dabo outright.
I don't know exactly how comparable the Clemson defense is to BYU, but typically in games like this, that's where the Clemson defense kind of gets up and they get a lot of pressure on quarterbacks from their front. But I already have a ticket on Clemson to win the ACC, so I will be hedging this and laying the points with SMU. I think Kevin Jennings is completely different for them too. I feel like they win that BYU game if he plays 100% of the snaps.
This is the game that's going to cause the most college football playoff controversy. And because of that, Clemson's going to win. And, we're going to be pissed off at the committee more. I will say with Clemson winning, that helps out the Big 12, of course, especially if Boise State wins, because you got Iowa State and Arizona State are both ahead of Clemson in the rankings. So unless they leapfrog us, but they're
going to leapfrog them.
Yep.
Bullshit.
We know how this fucking corrupt ass system works. We need UNLV to win if we want to buy.
Probably.
So here's a question:
is it going to be SMU or Alabama?
It better be. It better be fucking SMU.
Well, absolutely.
If it's going to be SMU, and I'll be like, that should be BYU.
If it's an at-large between those two teams, it's going to be Alabama.
Of course, they're going to do Alabama because they don't want more controversy from that. They're going to be like, we're going to choose Alabama because if we put SMU, then BYU is like they have the same amount of losses and they have the head-to-head. They're going to keep Alabama in there. Alabama's making this. They want to avoid all of that other stuff. They're going to screw the ACC and Big 12. I'm not saying it's right. It's not right.
This would be the most like. Whoops. This would be like the most corrupt shit ever if Alabama leapfrogs SMU with two less losses headed into championship week. Yeah, wow. I guess it's a contrarian take to expansion if like they want to go down that rabbit hole, but that if Alabama does leapfrog SMU, that's even worse than Florida State last year. And honestly, at that point, it's like, why do we even play the fucking games? If we're going to put a 3-loss Alabama in that got drilled by Oklahoma, who blows, got drilled by Vanderbilt, who's okay, and lost at Tennessee. But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Follow the money. Usually doesn't make sense.
BYU would beat Alabama. I'll call it right now. Neutral site, Jerry World, BYU would win.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean,
if Alabama plays like they did against Oklahoma, absolutely.
Yeah, hey, Alabama would be favored by 10 points or like whatever these fucking dumbasses say on Twitter. Okay, was Alabama favored against Vanderbilt? Were they favored against Oklahoma? Was Ole Miss favored against Kentucky? Were they favored against Florida? I mean, who gives a shit about the point spread? That is the dumbest thing. Was Ohio State favored against Michigan? You play the fucking game for a reason. That's the dumbest argument anybody can make. And honestly, if you tweet that at me, you're getting your ass blocked. Next up, blocked. Maybe mute. I don't block people, but yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah, you're fired, you son of a bitch. Penn State, Oregon, at that stupid Indy Dome, where tickets are really not that expensive because it's at a dome. Very fitting that the year we expand the college football playoff, James Franklin's going to be the 1 seed. All these years, they're like, if we had just had the 12-team playoff, we would have been in it. He didn't even need the expansion. Penn State wins outright. Oregon's been due. Penn State can neutralize him in the trenches. Give me James Franklin and company to get this done.
Yeah, it seems like Oregon's been fucking playing with fire all year long, too. Like, constantly playing with their food. We thought that they were going to come out in the beginning of the year and with Heisman hopeful Dylan Gabriel kind of light things up. That never really occurred on a consistent basis for Oregon. And when it did, it wasn't the kind of competition that Penn State is, where they can bang in the trenches. If this was outdoor, this would be a pretty easy Penn State money line play, I think. Lucas Oil, though, I don't know. Is something going to get really fishy if Oregon's first loss is here and they don't get a bye? Is that kind of fucked up?
Well,
kind of weird, right?
No, I don't think it would be weird because Penn State has the same amount of losses and they would have the head-to-head.
I mean, I understand the conference championship game matters and whatnot, but this is one of those cases where, like, would you forgo playing in the conference championship game if you were Oregon and that was an option?
Well, they would be granted a loss, though.
Sure. I mean,
you want to get the bye.
You still don't get the bye, but you might get, I'm sure they'll still get to host a game even if they lose.
Oh, yeah. They'll be the
the
loser's
but it's just
5 seed on Sunday.
Again, it's one of those things where we've already made it through the whole year and everybody else has slipped up except for Oregon. And, my only criticism against them is in the games that they've won, they didn't look as good as they possibly could have, even though they won the games that they played. I don't really have too much conviction on this game. I feel like Penn State's going to win, but I like the idea of Dylan Gabriel finally getting his last big shot after moving around everywhere and kind of coming up short a bunch.
Rush?
Oregon's gonna win this game.
You think Oregon's gonna win?
Oh yeah, they'll lay these points. Penn State, I guess it's not a Michigan or Ohio State on the other side, but I like Oregon in this game. It's Penn State when a game matters, and James Franklin. You do have a funny argument where they finally get the 1 seed.
You're gonna get the 1 seed.
I have no problem laying these points with Oregon.
Is this a game where James Franklin kicks a field goal down 6?
He is 0-9 as a dog. All right, let's get over to our game. Big 12 championship, just like everybody drew it up. Iowa State, Arizona State. Arizona State's laying 1.5. Love Kenny Dillingham. Love the story. Wrong team's favored. Iowa State, I'm getting the better quarterback. You give me Rocco Becht.
I don't know about that.
I'll take Rocco Becht over Sam Leavitt. I like Leavitt, but I'll take.
He's lost one game in his career in college.
How many is Rocco Becht lost?
To the same team that beat Rocco Becht this year, too.
Arizona
State should be a one-loss team that's ranked in like the 6th or 7th position, I think.
I will take Rocco over Sam Leavitt. I think Leavitt's good, but I'll take Rocco. And I'll take Matt Campbell over Kenny Dillingham. Campbell's been in this game. They came up just short 4 years ago against Oklahoma. This will be an Iowa State home game. They are going to travel more than Arizona State will. And I trust that defense. Arizona State's overachieved. Great story. But the Cyclones are going to get this done and be the 12th seed come Sunday. Go Clones.
I mean, they both lost to Texas Tech. And, the thing that Texas Tech has is that bruiser running back. Iowa State doesn't really have that. They are going to need Rocco Becht to have one of his better games because Cam Scatterbo should probably be able to run the ball pretty effectively. And he has all year. He's a college football god. Again, maybe a guy that plays a few NFL seasons and ends up selling used cars. But as of right now, he's running pretty wild and scoring in pretty much every game that Arizona State has played. I think you should the committee should factor in the Florida State rule here. They lost a game without their starting quarterback. That one shouldn't count. We don't count games like the fact that they had a backup in there. We got to throw that out because they're a different team with the starting quarterback. I like Leavitt. He's kind of changed my mind on him. How stinky is the Big 12 going to be when Arizona State wins this game by 1 point?
And Iowa State covers.
in the most stinky, the smallest spread, the most stinky league with the dumbest shit that ever occurs. I'll lay it with Arizona State. I've been convinced since about halfway through the year that they've got something special going on there. But again, this one could go either way. It would not surprise me if Iowa State's defense showed up the way that Mac's talking about.
Ryan, you couldn't have said it better. Wrong team favored. I think Iowa State should be favored in this game. I think the Big 12 is going to want one of their traditional teams to win this. They can't. It doesn't look good if a newcomer comes in and wins the title game. Give me Iowa State 28, Arizona State 24.
Now you might be able to convince some ACC schools to join if a newcomer from the Pac-12 shows up and wins right away. That could be a look at how easy it is to get a bid. Come join the Big 12.
I picked against every single newcomer in the title game. So
nice.
It's a good story, but championship is
all
where
up short.
The traditionals win. All right, lock, dog. Let's give out 2 locks and we'll give out our dog. Dog, I think we're all going to take Army. For my lock number 1, I ain't overthinking this shit. Jack State, Rich Rod. He doesn't do what he did in 07 on his last game. He finishes it out strong. They win their first championship in Conference USA. Leave it better than you found it, and then he's in Morgantown come next week. Let's go, Rich Rod and Jack State.
I will lock the Louisiana Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns. Coach Turmoil, ULL playing at home, finished pretty well. Beat Monroe in a year that Monroe was pretty kind of performed significantly better than we expected. I like the Ragin' Cajuns.
I will lock Clemson.
Okay.
Damn.
Lock number 2 for me. I was thinking about Clemson myself.
Smurf turf, baby.
Yeah, Boise. I'm going Friday night locks. Home teams, baby. Home teams win it. Let's go. Jack State and Boise.
I don't know how this has made it this far, but I'm going to lock Georgia getting points.
I'll lock Oregon.
Oregon?
Mm-hmm.
Dog. Mm-hmm.
What better dog than the dogs?
Right?
I'm just going to say that right now, Georgia.
Maybe the helicopter jumpers.
I'll take Georgia. I'll take Georgia as my dog.
Woof, woof.
I'll take Georgia as my dog. Let's go. Dog it up. And then where are you going for your dog, guys? Are you Georgia, Rush?
Yes, yeah.
I'll take Army.
I like it.
There you go.
Diversity.
It's going to be so cold, and those guys are going to be like, this is nothing compared to getting shot at when you're jumping out of helicopters. And Tulane's going to be like, where's the spice cider?
Moneyline dog parlay, Army for us.
Georgia's
definitely in it.
Clemson.
Could you be talked into Clemson, Troy?
I only bet SMU because I have a Clemson.
You're hedging. Yeah,
ticket.
Clemson.
Yeah, that's just a hedge.
Yeah,
I think Clemson wins this game. I'm just financially responsibly taking a hedge here.
Yeah.
Kramer might write me up for that one too, actually.
I like these 3 right here, guys. Army, Georgia, and Clemson. 3 dogs outright. Let's plug this into the little algorithm right now. I would have said
dog is hilarious.
That's
what I'm saying.
They're in Atlanta.
They're still sprinkling that Texas bullshit.
Any chance that line stinks? Or are they just
No, I think Texas is power rated the best team, so everybody loves the Longhorns.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Texas's best chance to win is if Arch Manning can get in the game.
Yeah, 12-1, everybody. Elliot already had it before me. Should have just let you do it, Elliot.
Outsourced it.
Mondale.
The big one's tonight, Army. If we get Army, I feel great about the other 2.
Yep. So get on over there and
probably round robin that one.
Nah, I'm straight money lining these. You don't get as big a payout if you hit the big one. All 3 are winning outright. Let's go. All right, that does it for the final Big 12 football show. We'll do a little college football reaction and break that down, but does it for previewing regular season and championship games. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels: college basketball experience, college football experience, truly the Big 12 experience, race 15K. Get off your lazy ass and subscribe, damn it. or I'm going to stop doing these shows and you're going to have to pay for some picks. So get on over there. The picks are free. Ryan Rush going live here within the hour. And Troy, maybe on the college basketball pregame show at 6. We got content coming out of our ass. He is at Troy Chewning. He's at Rambling Rush. I'm at Moneyline_Mac. We are the Big 12 College Experience. I can't fucking talk. I can't point. I'm out of here. They're out of here. Cheers, everybody.
Go Mountaineers tonight.